できたかな。なんかね、訪れがひどくて、で、多分だけどメモリが足んないのかなっていう感じなんだよね。これバリバリ言ってんのも、その一環なのかなとか思うんだけど、ブラウザー閉じた方がいいかな。まあいいや。まあ、とりあえずね、もうあんまり、意識しないで、メタデータの取得でエラー発生。まあ多分大丈夫だと思うんだよ。昨日、コメント拾えてたからな。ちょっと一応念のため。コメント拾えてた。ああ、大丈夫だね。ああ、でも、んなんか、いちいちエラー出るな。まあ、コメント来ないだろうし、いっか。まあ多分、同時配信のなんか、設定が悪いんだと思う。いいや。で、なんかね、あの昨日配信したやつが、なんか一応19回再生回ってて、で多分、自動的に、その著作権、音楽の著作権を主張するツールが回ってるんだと思うんだけど、まあ、もしかしたらね、一人ぐらい見てるかもしれないんで、まあ、配信しながらやろうかな、と思ってね。あと、ニコ生に今ね、多分一人、まあ、2ってなってるけど、多分今俺が、なかなか画面出さなかったから、一人更新したかもしれないけど、いると思うんでね。まあ、気が向いたらね、話しかけてほしいね。まあ、それまではね、あんまりコメント来ない時にね、喋るのがあんまり上手くないっていうかね、そこまでこう気合い入れて配信するモチベがないっていうかね、まあぶっちゃけると。だからもう配信しないでやろうかなと思ったんだけど、まあもしかしたらね、誰か来るかもしれないんでね。あと誰か見てるかも、アーカイブをね、見るかもしれないんでね。でやるんだったら一応配信しようかなっていう感じですね。えーっと、結局だから街を守るか、この労働者たちを守るかの選択か。とりあえずこっちのサブクエからやるか。これからやるか。昨日ロックピックが足んなくてね、開けらんなかったやつかな。やべ。まあ、例によってね、モニターが見づらくてね、ガンマが明るすぎるのかな。モニターの方で明るさを変えた方がいいかな。 まあ、この方が見やすいかな。まあ、そっちは多分変わってないと思うんだよね。散々、モニター欲しい、モニター欲しいっつってね、未だモニターを買ってない俺が悪いんだけど。
Okay, gone quiet.
オルトロス。振り遅いな、これ。こんな遅かったっけ？倒すの大変。あ、いっぱい持ってるな、こいつ。タクティカルショットか。強そう。これか？あ、間違えした。あ、まあいいか。なんかこのレフトワンが回復っていうのがちょっとなんか、しっくりこないんだよな。最近ほんと新しいゲームやるとさ、ボタン配置が覚えられないままなんか、そのままゲームが終わることがあるからな。もう飽きられる。
Easy.
で、牧師のとこまで戻るか。あいつなんか仲間ってなってるから、もしかして仲間になるのかな？一応仲間クエストなんだよな。ちょっと画面明るすぎるかな。一個下げよっかな。見やすいんだけどな。見やすいんだけど目が疲れちゃう。IPS パネルモニター欲しいな。マックス牧師。
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. There is little more important than such a precious, rare text. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the
フランス語勉強しろよ。
I've spent. Wasted. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our
あ、
attempts
今
to
日外
decipher
すげえ
the
明
plan.
るいけど、なんか足元が寒いな。
Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders
めちゃめ
of
ちゃ
the
天気いいからな、今
philosopher's
日。
school of thought, so the book
とりあえ
is
ず午前
banned
中に
in
洗
scholarly.
濯を終わらしたから。でもうちょっと今日発送しなきゃいけない荷物発送したしね。おそらく今日はなんか、急な用事が入んない限り、暇だからな。一日ゲーム三昧だと思ってんだけど。
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan.
フィロ
But
フィ
most
ロ
of the
ソフィ
philosopher's
スト。
perversion of
フィ
Bakonu's thoughts
フィロ
came more than a century
なんで
after his death.
フィロソフィスト。あれ、ロボット嫌いな奴らかな、こいつらが。
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I can
あ、
make
やっぱ仲間にな
myself
る
of
ん
use
だ。
to your crew. Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy
強い
to
のか、
watch
こ
your
いつ。
back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at
なんで
hacking
牧師がハッ
computers
キン
as
グでき
well.
るんだよ。
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order, and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale. I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart.
じゃあもうお前のものは俺のものだな。大したものないか。 パワータクとスイーパータクってどうやるんだ？ああ、やっぱスニーク欲しいな。うーん。まあでも防具で下がっちゃってるからな。まあとりあえず拳銃上げとくのがベターかな。まあこれだな。で、これかな。ちょっとアイテム売りたいな。
Something got you down?
Had your rations yet?
このゲーム NPC 無限に金持ってんのかな？
Oh, I almost forgot. We'll get you mostly drunk. Coming right up.
あ、これ備品ってことか。ダイヤのマークついてるやつは。あ改造したやつ売っちゃった、間違えて。買い物せね。まあいいや。やべ。気をつけて売らないとね。なんか備品ってなんか、高く売れるだけなのかな？修理いくら高え。 や、この食べ物系がなんかいるのかなと思っちゃうな。これ一番高い難易度だと、いるのかな。これもな、いるのかな。いや、でもな、これさ、街とさ、今その労働者のさ、どっち取るかみたいな話だけどさ、これ利益的には街取ったが高そうだよな。
What I'm doing with myself.
We should keep our voices down.
ビアンカと結婚するか、フローラと結婚するかみたいな話になってきてる、これ。フローラの方がさ、あれ、強いし、確か、いいんだっけ。でもやっぱみんなビアンカ選ぶじゃん。結婚しなかった時のさ、違いがひどいんだよな。フローラはね、いるけどさ、結構相手も。ビアンカなんか山奥で一人生活してるからね。しかもなんかお墓が増える、なんだっけな。なんか後半になって、ビアンカいなくなってお墓が増えるんだっけ。ちょっと覚えてないんだけど。ちっちゃ。これあれでしょ、指に止まってるやつでしょ。でもまあこいつに刺されて痛そうだけどな。敵復活してないんだな。どうやって2回行くんだ。お、びっくりした。もうなんだよ。味方にびっくりしちゃったよ。あ、アイテムは復活してる。あ、倒せるんだ。 ぱりダッシュ性能アップ早めに取った方がいいかな。仲間がさ、急に現れてるのびっくりするよね。特にこういう FPS ゲームは。
If you could see your way to getting us our power back, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead. It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post. I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the veil will always be here. Spacer's choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that. I wish you wouldn't say things like that. I expect you wouldn't understand. You don't see the town as I do. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do. This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude. Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town. Nature is uglier. There is safety here. Safety and purpose. But not all of us see that. And I cannot force that vision upon them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on. Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by. What with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world. Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate. Go ahead. Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up. If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose. Adelaide's son was barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites. Now, I will not pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most. That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent. Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude, and it is one we will see through to the end. Go ahead. Can we not talk?
うん。難しいなぁ。ん反対側ってことこれ。
Not a peep from me.
あった。
Something you need? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
なんだろう、一番最初これ下ネタなのかな。
He never told me a word to that effect. And since he didn't, I didn't have to say nothing about feeling different. And nothing had to get weird. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. One datapad's enough to guide me down my newfound path. Just remember, I got something saved for you if you find me all three. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole datapads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. What's on your mind? Any luck finding one of those manuals?
あと1個どこにあるんだろうな。これどんどん使っちゃっていいのかな。一応それ用なんだ。つけちゃうか。取り付け後に回収することできません。どっちか。どっちかだね。こっちにつけるか、じゃあ。取っとくか。缶詰工場ってさっきのとこじゃないのかな。もう一回行ってみるか。でも中があったんだから、ゲは同じとこにないと思うんだよな。R バディが言ってるやつは今俺が見つけたやつじゃないのかな。 ここが缶詰工場だよね。
Sorry, I got a lot to do.
Huh?
Gotta keep our head.
落とし物右手やだな。
Just gotta keep our heads up.
えこれ盗めるじゃん。どういうこと？まあ一応そうか、このパターンが、労働者側のパターンか。一応外れないようになってんのかな？ないか。こいつはなんで死んでんだこれ。これに触ったからかな。触ると死ぬよっていう、そういうあれか。ないね。
carry on.
Sorry, I've got a lot to do.
絶対こいつらの肉じゃないの。わからんな。
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
Okay, keep it quiet. loud in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb. Got me. Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that
な
little
んで？
incident. Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Go right ahead. What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. This a test? Am I being tested right now? It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. Wouldn't want to spend my life working anywhere else. Prettiest little town on Terra 2. You are condescending to me, and I do not care for it. I am lucky to have my work, lucky to be alive. I don't get paid for banter. Was there something you needed? Go right ahead. Other than yourself? Definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong. He seems a decent man, cut from church cloth, knows his scriptures. But there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's not one of us. Sometimes I suspect he doesn't even want to be here. Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are the very picture of hot-blooded physical vigor. You have got the wrong idea about me. I've got nothing that needs hiding. Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that sickness, but the fact is, if
え
you work hard, you've got no cause to
八
worry.
幡さんから招待が来た。
Spacer's choice is built on love, and like any real love, it is cold and tough when needs must. Medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's choice will dispense medicine for the indispensable worker. Natural selection at work. Then the hand of medical science will not grace you with its touch, and you must recover on the virtue of your own grit. Listen, you mind if we talk about something else? Rambling about company policy gets me feeling all lightheaded. Music to my ears.
「あ、チキピック売ってる。欲しい。これも買っとくか。自動販売機で買えないけど、対面だと買えるのか。ああ。
Something you need?
レジだったのか。
You mean why I'm not allowed in the store anymore? There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12. Sure, but folks got long memories. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing. And next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Nothing for us outside those walls.
え死んでっけど。あら、ここにもいた。暗すぎて見えねえ、ほんと。
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk. I don't know which company you work for, but if it's Spacer's choice, boss can still write you up for fraternizing with an incompetent worker. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got. Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us, weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work. You've got Adrena time? How? No, I don't want to know. Could be you stole it. Could be you're trying to test me. See if I'm gonna violate company policy. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
ひどいな。このままじゃこの街は本当にダメになっちゃうね。
What? Take him down!
どうしたどうしたん？
I don't want any trouble.
おお、何言ってんの？これか。
What can I do for you? Go ahead.
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today.
At least you got your help.
うん、やっぱりあれかな。この、パールバディがいると、このエッジウォーターのどこかっていうのが缶詰工場っていうのがわかるだけで、残り1巻がここにあるわけじゃないのかな。お。もしくはここか。ピッキングしたいけどな。
If you need to go, I'll wait outside.
ないね。
My dad's. It's an office. Just my office.
あ、これか？若きスペーサーのための機械工学入門。一件の記録が見つかりました。あ。ん？使われてない事務所の、いや、これがだけどそうなんじゃないの？これがさっき俺が拾ったやつじゃないのこれ。うん、そうだよな。うん。 まあ結構後見つかんのかな。何しよっかな。賞金首でも倒しに行くか。近い方から行こう。一人犬がいるな。あんな高いところ登って。こんにちは。
Here they come!
強い。おっ、
Look out!
こ 潜りやがった。何も思ってね。こいつらやられたのか。
Everyone all right?
暗いなぁ。
Huh?
That's gotta hurt.
いっぱいいるなぁ。あ、やべ、見つかった？あ、あのゲージが。
Incoming! Nice one.
あ、強い。てかまだ一回も寝てないけど、寝た方がいいのかな、少し。一回寝てみようか。早いな。もうキングダムカムめちゃめちゃ長かったからな。一回寝ると。この辺やっぱり進化してんのかな。まあ、キングダムカムとは全然作ってるとこ違うけど。なんか無駄を随分削いだ感じはあるよな。今んところなんかバグらしいバグもなんか音だけだしな。あの音も俺のせいかもしんないしね。でも昨日アプリケーション終了したら治ったからな。たまにバリバリって言うけどね。ちょ。 マジこの武器強すぎるな。序盤最強だろ、この武器どう考えても。このバス2回って、今んとこ全然使ってないけど、使った方がいいのかな。どうも FPS だとな、意味あるんだろうけど。
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Something to report? We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint to ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you.
保安官になった。
Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people. Ever since the company first settled the Vale. Life's good out here, but it ain't easy. Some folk can't keep pace with the demands of frontier life. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime. What's on your mind?
Wish we had some better rations.
どうしましょうね。もうこれで決めなきゃいけないのかな。
I know how you feel.
どっちみちほっといてもあの街もダメになっちゃうからな。このままだと。今のやり方変えないと。だったら脱走者の人たちの方がうまくやれんのかな。
The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Here we go.
硬いな。お。若きスペースのための機械工具を借りた。修理室に返却しておいた。あと一冊ここにあったんだね。パスワードが必要。 マジか。45？ そんな高いの？
Not even a scratch.
なんか適当にいじっちゃった。
Incoming! Everyone all right?
最初のやつやっぱやっとかないといけないのかな。ああ。なるほどね。これでまあ自分で手動でやれと。でもどっちがどっちに行くってこれわかんなくない？今1個電源入れたよな、俺。あれがだからどっち、まだその決定する場所じゃないのかな？ちょっと離席します。すぐ戻りますね。よいしょ。 戻りました。洗濯物もう乾いてたわ。早いな。
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice. Hostile actions towards spacer's choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective. In compliance with Spacer's Choice policy, all defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
こいつ仲間になりそう。
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
どこ行くんだお前。
Not real. You're not real. No, no, no.
Oh.
Just leave me alone. Get away!
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Invest.
Here they come! Good work. Nice one! We're not
プラズマライフル。ジェレミーどこ行った？いたいた。
Processing data. Security patrol initiated.
591？ 59か。
Everyone all right?
Garbage disposal.
'Indigo, if we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
今これどっちに電力を送ろうとしてる？ジェレミーどこ行くのお前。
No, just leave me alone.
お、重量オーバー。 お、やったぜ。3つ揃ったね。君は何してんのこれ。
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram. You can talk? The Phantoms never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. What's eating you?
Mechanicide protocols currently active. Please do not interrupt.
れもう決まっちゃうのかな。でも早い。セーブとかロードとか早い。
It's the last.
ああ、で、最後に、あそこで切り替えるのか。これ開けらんないのは、これもう、あ、でもキーがあるってしたか。制御室。ライトマシンが。 あと何か色だったかな。ジェレミーは仲間にならないのか。どこ行った？いないな。
What's eating you? The tail. Definitely. Mechanicals. You. I would.
いたいた。
Mechanicide protocols currently active.
うん。
Please do not
ダメか。
interrupt.
仲間になんないのか。
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
いいね、こういう。
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm
お、
sorry.
こいつエッジボーター
I just
派なの
sort
か？
of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just
な
living
る
their
ほど。
lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to
なるほど。
like that. I felt
う
like I
ー
had to
ん。
say something. Really? I mean, wow.
ここはパールバディを信
Thanks.
じようかな。
No one's ever told me those
やっ
words.
ぱり長くあの町に住んでたわけだからね。ポットでの俺が決めるよりはいいのかな。じゃあ先にちょっと報酬もらってからにするか。マストトラベルってここからできんの？あ、味方の装備渡せるのか武器。今俺どうやった？この場所からはできない。
luck? No kid. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
これ、カッコは仲間のってことか、これ。それでも装備で能力が上昇したり加工したりしてるってことかな。でもそう、そのスニーキングが減ってるからそうっぽいんだよな。まあ、味方がいれば勝手に上がるのかな。そんな感じだな。味方と防具両方だ。
Bring us honor. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
よし、じゃあ、今回ちょっとね、植物の方に送ろうかなと思ってたけど、パールバディが、それはやめた方がいいって言うんで、んレッジウォーターに変更しましょうか。さあ、こっち行ってねえな。 あれ、どっか閉まってたとこあったっけ？あった気がする。お前もずっとここにいるの？
Mechanicide protocols currently active. Please do not.
わからない。あ、これだ。開いてねえじゃん。あ、これは、あれだよね。反対側が繋がってるとこだよね。あれなかったっけ？どっか閉まってるところ。今のところかな。記憶にあったのって。まあ、いっか。
How much
Food's
longer we'll
bound to
last
spoil
without
at this
power.
rate.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
What? あれ？どうやって行くんだ？こうか。
the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
あんたのためにリードします、資料。ええー。リード殺す？どうしよう。なるほど、そういう展開もあるのか。確かに指導者としてはこいつの方が優秀そうだけどな。リード殺すか。
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This
あ
some
まりいいよう
sort
に
of
取ってくん
twisted
ないな。
reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you
なるほど、
must.
辞職でもいいっ
Talk
て
him
こと
into
ね。
leaving if you can. He and I
なる
are
ほど。
not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new
なる
garden
ほど。
right in the cannery. 3 square meals for
なん
every
か丸く
man
収
and
まりそうな
woman
展
in
開だな。
Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the
あら。
earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my
これあるある
fertilizer
だ
for
よね。
years.
人間の死体を
A
肥料
garden
にする。
worker don't matter much
ウ
to
ォーター
me.
ワールドは肥料じゃない
Human
けど、なんか
body is
土作ってたよね、それ
rich
で。
with nutrients. I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
うん。
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and I'm as good as dead to her. You know where to find me.
うん。一回、リードのとこ行った方がいいのかな。
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen,
We go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
うん。やっぱり先に。
Suit yourself. I'll be here.
先に説得だな。まあでも説得できないと思うけどな。武力行使になるだろうな、多分。警備員2人いたら。
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here.
ダメだな、こいつ。
Only Saltuna. Health is a state of mind, friend. Afflictions in one's body are reflections of afflictions in one's work ethic and attitude. Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
Oh?
You're right, I am...
マジか。案外あっさりと身を引くんだな、こいつ。
Then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and
こんな話せるやつだったの、こいつ。
then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. Couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend to crop. She's what this town needs.
なかなか芯はしっかりしたやつだったんだな。殺さなくてよかったね。
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed
その方
Thompson
でヘビヘビ
abandoned
言いやがっ
his
て。
post.
こいつの方が攻撃的
Suppose
だ
we
ろ。
all have a
リード
breaking
より。
point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. This don't put us on even footing, you understand. But it is a start. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
まあこれが本来の目的だからな。
I know. I'm not in the lightest of humor. Didn't think she'd go back so long as Reed was still running the place. Something must have changed. If Adelaide's going back to Edgewater, we'll follow her.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with?
何今の
I'm glad Adelaide's coming back to town with us. With Reed gone, we're gonna need her leadership.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no.
めっちゃアピールしてくるな。
Can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
まあ、一緒に来てもらおうか。
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
お前どうやって入ったんだよ。
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
てか、ショットガンあったんだな、ここに。
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
大丈夫か。めっちゃ火でしたけど、イメージが。さあ、やっと始まるのか、物語が。
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest
ホー
star.
プの中にはだからまあ
Look, I admire
要する
your
に優秀な
optimism.
人物がいっ
The
ぱいい
sad
るってことな
truth
の
is
か
you're
な。
stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place. And we can start by reviving the Hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The
う
board's
ん。
only
評議会側に
filling
もつ
their
け
own
そうだね。
pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal. Would you like a reminder on when your next shadow... is scheduled?
パールバディの部屋だね。
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now? That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? A commendable attitude. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest to track the Philosophist's off-world destination. Thank you, Captain.
Sometimes I can hear Vickers saying prayers to himself. Sometimes I hear him cussing about tossball scores. Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all of my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was. Not on the regular. Once in a great long while, a Saltuna boat would break down on the pad. He'd always bring me along for those. Mostly, he did the same as me. Kept Bess, the cannery, running. Turned loaders, plumbing and electricity, some plastering. I never got the hang of that. Except for my schooling years, I was always beside him. Or tied to him. He used to carry me about in a sling when I was real little. When I got older, he set me to sorting tools and parts while he worked. Later, he taught me simple fixes like busted crate latches. I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big old hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate. Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I require a captain to pilot the ship. Without an identified captain or crew, I serve no purpose. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system? A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously. The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with station representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously. I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are more than welcome, Captain. How can I be of assistance? May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it. Would you like a reminder on when you're... Welcome back, Captain. How... See you soon, Captain. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Let's talk when you're free. Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
あ、二人とも連れていけるんだよ。え、6人も連れていけるの？ああ、お腹減ってきちゃったな。一旦切るか。また多分 YouTube の方は訪れしてると思うしな。まあニコ生もしてるかもしれないけど。
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure.
よっしゃ、一旦切りましょう、配信を。
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
よいしょ。何食べようかな。では、一旦終わります。お疲れ様でした。